You're looking for a way to become more positive throughout your life. You just want to find a way to find happiness, right? I'm going to offer just that to you inside this video. I was reading a book called Psycho-Cybernetics, and it has some really important points, and they basically go like this. You know how when you see some negatives in your life, those negatives piss you off. Those negatives sometimes annoy you. When you see a bad grade, it annoys you. When you see something that's happening, it kind of annoys you. But you shouldn't use those negatives as something that annoy you. Instead, you should use them as indicators. For example, when you're riding a car, let's just say you're going to work or you're going to your job or whatever, and you're riding your car, you see that fuel symbol that you need to add more fuel to the car. Do you get pissed off? When you see that the red fuel symbol, do you get pissed off? Do you get annoyed? No, of course not. You just look at the fuel symbol, you're like, oh yeah, I should go add more fuel. That's simply how you react, and that's how you should react to anything in your life. When a golfer plays golf and on the golf field he sees some bumps and some pits on the field, he doesn't instantly get pissed off. He doesn't tell himself, oh yeah, those bumps are there, I can't play golf now. No, he just looks at them, he just glances at them for a second, and just for a second, he doesn't dwell on them. He just glances on them for a second and he tries to hit the ball. And the ball doesn't hit any of the pits and it scores. Now, if he glanced on them for too much, it wasn't a glance anymore, it was basically just him staring at them. He'd basically do this, look at the goal he's supposed to target, and then look at this. Look at it for like a minute or two. He'd make a mistake because he'd dwell on the negatives for too long to the point that he'd end up not fixing it at all. He wouldn't use it as an indicator. The golf player should use those pits and bumps as indicators for him not to hit them and hit the goal instead. The guy driving the car should use the indicator, the fuel indicator, as something to tell him, oh yeah, I should go add more fuel, not something to piss him off. As soon as you start dwelling on them, the automatic mechanism in your mind, like your mind has something called an automatic mechanism, and in a nutshell how it works is it gathers thoughts from your unconscious mind or from your subconscious mind, and it uses those as goals, whatever you're thinking about. So if you dwell on something negative for too long, your automatic mechanism will become a failure mechanism because it targets something that's going to lead to failure, targets something that's going to hurt you. So it doesn't become an automatic mechanism anymore, it becomes a failure mechanism. And you don't want that at all. You want it to become a success mechanism. So you don't dwell on them. The guy driving the car doesn't keep looking at the fuel symbol like a maniac. He doesn't just keep like a sociopath, keep focusing on the symbol and not looking at the road. Of course, he just glances on the symbol. He's like, oh yeah, you need to add more fuel. Then he looks at the road again, so he doesn't crash. That's exactly how you're supposed to look at any negative throughout your life. When you see that something's happening to you, you shouldn't look at it and tell yourself, oh yeah, now I'm pissed off, I'm annoyed. You should look at it and tell yourself, oh yeah, I should just change it, or I should steer clear of that. Get my point? That's how you use the negatives in your life as something positive. By the way, no pressure. If you like this type of content and want to see more of something positive, want to see a more positive impact, I have a community called Social Media of Positivity. The link is in the description of this video as well as my bio. You should go check it out. Anyways, back to the point I was talking about. So the person, the golf player or the guy driving the car shouldn't dwell on the negatives for too long. You should just glance on them for a second and then realize, oh yeah, I shouldn't do that, or I should add more fuel, I should do something else. It just changes it, right? The people who get pressured, the people who get annoyed and pissed off at the smallest things, the people that look at those negatives and get instantly pissed off, this has been proven by studies, by the way, have low self-esteem. They have a low self-confidence in themselves. They don't feel like they're adequate. So the smallest things piss them off. I'll give you another example. The person who doesn't go to the gym a lot at all, the person who just, like, let's just say you're a person who goes to the gym for the first time in your life. If you try to hold the bar, like the pull-up bar, if you try to hold dumbbells, you'll feel like this part of your hand kind of stings, right? It's because it hasn't been calloused yet. But the more you go to the gym, like 5 days in, it's gonna get a bit of callus. 10 days in, it's gonna be a bit more calloused. 30 days in, you're not even gonna feel those parts hurting anymore because you've gotten used to them. Your skin has built a protective layer over those parts. And that's exactly what you should do to your body, to your mind. Like your body already has this epidermis. This already protects you. It's like an outer shell that helps you, right? It protects you from small stings, small scratches. It doesn't let it like inflict a mortal wound on you. But your emotions don't. Your emotions don't have that, but you should treat them as something just like your body. Like your mind doesn't have that layer. It only has the soft inside layer that can get hurt by anything. So you should callous that part. And how do you callous that? By building yourself a confident self-image, by building for yourself a confident view of yourself that you just have. You're telling yourself that I'm confident. After building that self-image for yourself, you're basically putting an extra layer on your soft inner emotions, and that's just making them better. Get my point? You're basically building your emotions and another epidermis. Just not for your skin, it's not for your body, it's for your emotions, it's for your mind. And in that way, whenever someone throws a small insult at you, it won't piss you off. Whenever a negative thing happens in your life, you just won't be mad. It won't inflict negativity on you. Like usually when someone throws an insult at someone, if that someone has an inadequate self-image, he'll always get mad. He'll always get pissed off. He'll always overthink it. Just a random insult thrown at him. But if someone has a strong callous over his emotions, a strong callous over his mind, and over his confidence in himself, that'll just make him immune to those things. The small scratches, the small insults that people throw at him, he'll just be immune to them. And what's funny is even the big insults, even if someone did something major that hurt him, he'll also be protected from that, just because he calloused his emotions, he calloused his mind. So the whole point of this video, I talked about 2 points in this video. The first point is whenever you see negatives, steer clear of them. Whenever you see things that can piss you off, just know that use those things as indicators, not as something that will completely ruin your life and ruin your mood. Use those things as simple indicators that are telling you, oh yeah, you should steer clear of this. Oh yeah, you shouldn't do this, you should change it. That's how you should view those things. You shouldn't tell yourself, I'm pissed off, I'm annoyed because of one of those things happened. That's the first part. The second part is having an adequate self-image. If someone throws an insult at you, you shouldn't be pissed off. The confident, what image do you have in your mind when you think of the confident guy? If someone told him anything that insulted him, would he be insulted? Not really. Because he has the confidence in himself, he has that adequate self-image, he has the thing that protects him from those insults. Something that you don't have yet. As soon as you build that confident self-image for yourself, everything will change. Because then you become the person who doesn't let those scratches affect him. The person who's calloused his emotions, his mind, his way of thinking, his confidence in himself. He's calloused all those things. So nothing affects him anymore. Even the big insults that are thrown at him don't affect him anymore just because he's confident. He doesn't even feel like they're attacking him. So then that doesn't change his mood into a more negative state. It doesn't make him unhappy. He's still in that happy state he's always been in. Because nothing is affecting him. He's immune to all of those things. So the people around him don't negatively affect him like they usually would. That's my point. And that's how someone can literally ignore being negative, ignore the sadness of other people throwing at him, and can use negative indicators as something to push him forward instead of something that literally holds them back throughout his entire life. If you like this type of content or want to see more of it, I have a community called Social Media of Positivity. The link for it is in the description of this video and in my bio. Look, I've basically made it so that I can fill it with a ton of people who want to think positively, a ton of people who want help in thinking positively, and just imagine the power of all those people together. Like, there's communities for literally everything, but I haven't seen a single community for something like this. There's communities for people playing football, there's communities for people playing tennis, there's communities for people running races, there's communities for people building businesses, literally anything. But I haven't seen a community for people who want to be positive throughout their entire life. People who just want to achieve happiness. I haven't seen a community for that. So I decided to build it myself. And what better place to build it than online? So here I am. I've made it literally just $1 for the first 2 people who join, then I'm gonna add the price from there on. But I believe if you've watched this far into the video, you really want to take this thing seriously. So go check it out. I'll be waiting for you in the next video. Always remember, callous your emotions, your mind, just like your epidermis calluses your inner body. And have an adequate self-image. The negatives that happen in your life are only used as indicators. You shouldn't let them piss you off. Instead, you should use them as fuel for something that pushes you forward. Always remember to stay positive, and I'll see you in the next video.